Good morning. Today we're in the little village of Luce in Kent, near Maidstone, and we're on a 6.5k hike. Let's get on it.
The walk starts at All Saints Church in Luce and is an 8.2km circular trail. Generally considered a moderately challenging route, it takes an average of 2 hours to complete. This is a popular trail for hiking, running and walking, but you can still enjoy some solitude at quieter times of the day. The trail is open all year round and is beautiful to visit any time. Dogs are welcome and may be off lead in some areas. Some highlights include Rockingford Mill, Hale Mill, Quarry Wood and Luce Stream. I recommend it as a pleasant walk without too much effort required, maybe one for beginners. The only downside is possibly the part through the housing estate, but this isn't a deal breaker.
Well, it's the usual early start to today's hike. It's 8:30 in the morning. It would have been a much earlier start to today's walk, but for the three-way temporary traffic lights on the way up here, which wasn't great, but it is what it is. We're here, we're safe, and look over here. What's this? Morning. As always, sheep are completely unfazed by passing travellers, I've found. So anyway, I said at the start that this was a 6.5k, but it's actually an 8.2km hike and takes us all the way round Luce and the Luce Valley. There's some lovely sights, because I think I did one near here before a few months ago, so there are some lovely sights, and yeah, it's an early start though. I'm going to take a little detour around just down this path, because if my memory serves me right, there's a little bit of river down here, or a stream I should say, more than a river. There you go. This is one of those places that's so far off the beaten track, away from the main roads and, you know, the estates and the hustle and bustle. But when you come to it, it's so quiet, it's slightly disconcerting. There's like literally no people, there's no cars, there's nothing going on. There's just the sound of nature. So I mean, it's lovely, it's absolutely lovely, but it's almost a shock. It's a bit of a shock to the system. I mean, for people who live in these kind of areas, it's probably not. I'm probably talking rubbish, but for a city boy like me, it really is. It's a counterweighted gate. You see them every now and then. You don't see a load of them, but you do see them every now and then. Simple but clever. So I do feel as though this walk, I had a little look at the map just to see which way it sort of goes, and I've got a feeling there's a section of it that takes us through an estate, like a housing estate. So I read some of the reviews and they said, you know, that's not the best part, to be fair. So we'll see what it looks like when we get there, and you know, if there's no value or merit to filming it, then maybe I won't. But because really, walking through modern housing estates isn't the purpose of this channel. So, you know, I do these walks for the countryside. I'm going to take a little detour down here just to show you, because I'm aware of this. I've seen this before and it looks nice. So I'm going to come down here and just to show you it. Try not to fall down the stairs. There we go. There's that. It's nice, wasn't it? What a lovely house. What an absolutely lovely house. Right. So I was watching a channel last night and he was doing, it was one part of the Cumbria Way, and it rained the entire film, and I've got to say it looked really quite an attractive prospect to walk through that kind of countryside, that kind of terrain in that kind of weather. I know it sounds a bit mad, but you know, I quite like, you know, rain or extreme conditions. As long as you've got the right clothing, you should be good to go. But yeah, I really enjoyed that film. So it's a bit grey today. It doesn't say it's going to rain in the forecast, but I'm sure I've just felt a couple of spots. So we shall see. Livestock. There's a bit more of that stream we saw further back. Looks like it comes to a bit of an end there. Although it's sort of grey and overcast today, it is also pretty warm, so I might have to take the jumper off in a minute because I'm already beginning to get a sweat on. Already seen a few dog walkers today, sort of heading in different directions, but they're out and about. And as always, it's understandable why. I mean, if you've got countryside like this to walk around with your dogs instead of, you know, the local park, then why wouldn't you? Hello, mate. Morning, you right? Look at these lovely little cottages. They never cease to, not amaze is the wrong word, but they always give me a little bit of a lift when I walk past these beautiful little cottages in Kent. They really know how to do them well. Imagine that, having a river directly outside your house. I mean, even just for the, what do estate agents call it, the curb appeal, having a river. I don't know if there's any fish, I don't know if you can fish in it, but nonetheless, it's very nice. Now then, this is the Luce Valley Conservation Area. So I'm going to be honest, I started this hike this morning and I was, you know, really looking forward to it. And now I've started it, I've gotten it. And it's almost like I don't know what to say, I don't know what to talk about, which I'm sure a lot of people will think to themselves, thank God for that. But I feel like I haven't really woken up yet. It's still very early. And it's dead quiet as well. I mean, maybe that's got something to do with it, but it feels like my brain hasn't got in gear. So I don't really know what to say. It's just nice to be, as I've said before, it's just nice to be out amongst it. It is warm though. It was 26 degrees yesterday. I don't know what that is in Fahrenheit. About 80 something. But yeah, it's. I don't think it's going to be that hot today. I think it's going to be about 22. But regardless, it does still feel a little bit warm. One thing I will say is that I've got an appointment at the local waste. What do you call those things? One thing I will say is I've got an appointment at the local waste management recycling centre at 11:30 this morning to get rid of all my garden stuff that I did yesterday. Okay, got some chickens. Morning. Oh, they sound mildly stressed, don't they? Yeah, having a little bicker. Well, have a good day, chaps. Another lovely house. Well, the path is over there, but it says we need to stay on the road, strangely. So that's what we will do. I thought that was going to take us off into the woods, but it hasn't. It's telling us to stay on the road. This is a lovely area. It's another one of those lost Kent, or hidden, should I say, Kent. That's the Hale Park Nature Reserve. It's one of those hidden Kent villages that I've said before you wouldn't even know about it unless you found yourself there. You'd never know it existed, which is I'm absolutely sure how some people like it. You know, privacy and solitude. I understand that. But here we are on another road, which is never ideal, especially when you're on a corner like this. I'll show you. You have got no idea what's about to come bombing around the corner. Yeah, this is a first. I haven't seen one of these on our walks. I wonder what the story is here. You can half imagine Fred Dibner up there, sitting at the top with a fag and a cup of tea. Well, obviously it's a chimney, but what it's a chimney for, I don't know. Or what it was for, at least. I will say this, it's been nice and flat so far, so hopefully there won't be too much heavy breathing and major exertion. So I hope it stays this way, yeah? It feels like wherever I go, all I can hear is running water. And it's lovely. You know, it's absolutely lovely, but it's quite often you can't see where it is. And you wanna. So it's makes you a bit jealous. I'll tell you what I can see down here. What's this, a little bridge? I feel like that must be an old mill house. It sounds like an old mill house. It sounds like there's a wheel going. And more lovely cottages from 1885, which is about 4 years before my house was built in 1889. I just saw a duck disappear under the bush, under the hedge there in the water. So this is the thing. Upper Crisbrook Mill. Try saying that when you're drunk. Crisbrook Mill. So that's interesting. There's a letterbox under the window there. I think that boat has seen better days. Legend 26. And there's also, just over the top of that boat, I don't know if you can see it. I don't know if that's a water outlet or an old water outlet. So peaceful. Oh, ducks. Morning. Morning all. Wow. Well, I'm not going to lie, that whole section was absolutely delightful. It was one of those times again where I felt like I'd gone back in time to maybe the late 1800s, the time of the Industrial Revolution, with mill houses and working mills and chimneys and workers' cottages. That was absolutely lovely. Completely loved it. And if I could afford to live here, I would, in a heartbeat. You can probably tell by my exerted breathing that I'm now paying for it by having to go uphill. But hopefully it won't be for too long. Mount Ararat. Isn't that where the Ark landed after the flood? Noah's Ark. Whew. It's dead quiet. Dead quiet. Oh, there's a squirrel there on that fence, look. Is he going to jump? See, I've got to stand here and wait for him now until he decides what he's going to do. I need to see if he's going to jump it. No. No, he's bottled it. Well, he hasn't bottled it, he's gone to get some food, look. No. He's taken the sensible option and gone to where the food is. And who can blame him? Or her. There's a big old tree. It's a big one. Although it's grey and it looks like it's threatening to rain, it is it's incredibly humid. So we're in that we're in the section that I read about, walking through a housing estate. But even up here, you can still see in the distance the green fields and hills and valleys of Kent. Right. So we're walking through South Park at the moment. The wind's blowing a bit, I'm not going to lie. I mean, I've got the wireless mic on with the muff, so I don't know how much it's picking it up or even how much you can hear me, but it's a bit blowy. And so anyway, yeah, we're in South Park, and I think we've still got a fair bit of the walking through housing estates to go. I don't think that's the end of it. And I've got to be honest, it's like every housing estate, isn't it? They're not the most inspiring places in the world. But there it is. That's where this walk is taking us. For some reason, the app route map takes you all the way across the walking paths of this park. So I've decided to basically sod that and cut across the grass, because it's a football pitch. So, you know, take a little cheeky shortcut. It's not the end of the world. That's my allotments. Oh wow, a scarecrow. Now, if you've been watching other films, I keep wondering where scarecrows have gone. And there we go. There's a scarecrow. That's the first one I've seen so far. Boom. Look at that. Brilliant. So I've been walking through this estate for quite a while now. Well, certainly longer than I feel like. Well, hopefully that's the end of the bit that goes through all the housing estates, because got to be honest, it's not what we're about. So yeah, this is quite nice. It's gone back to being quiet and old. It's funny, isn't it? Some people just, I don't know, people like me, I suppose, love history and the past. And I mean, I love technology and stuff. Modern technology, modern architecture can be beautiful and incredible and innovative, but I don't know. Maybe it's just like, I pine for a simpler time. You know, a quieter, more peaceful, kinder time. But, you know, we are where we are, so we have to make do with what we've got. No, this is not where we want to be. I thought it was, but it's not. This is where we want to be. And my goal for this one is to have the full 8.5, I think it is, kilometres done in 2 hours. So I've been kind of speed walking a little bit, because as I say, I've got this, I've got to get to the skip. This is the longest stretch of path I've done in any of these walks, I think. Seems to have gone on forever. I think I've done about 2k just walking in one dead straight line down a path. But we're coming up to 7 kilometres now, so we're getting there, we're smashing through it. Okay, and still we go straight on. Nice bit of a, oh, this is yeah, I see this quite often. Follies glamping. Yeah, I see that quite often as I'm driving around Kent. So good to finally see where it is. Couple of horses. And a sign saying beware of the cane corso, but then the gate's wide open. So, and they're big old dogs, cane corsos. So yeah, we've got less than 2k to go, about 1.5. And seems like we're very firmly back in the countryside, which is exactly what we want. I think the fly just flew up my nose. Anyway, this has been a nice walk, I'm not going to lie. It's been relatively flat, apart from that one section there. I mean, there was a section through the housing estate, and that one section that I just did, which was about 2 kilometres of just a dead straight path with nothing else going on. I mean, it's tree lined, and it wasn't through a housing estate, so it's better than nothing. But nonetheless, it wasn't the most inspiring of all walks. We're now on Bottle Screw Hill. How'd you like them apples? That's a good name for a road, isn't it? Bottle Screw Hill. So we'll have it down here, and thing is, I've absolutely bombed it through that last couple of K, and now I'm going to be back at the car way earlier than I needed to be, but I was panicking that I was going to be late. So that's the Bolton and Monchelsea conservation area there. Maybe we'll come across that on another walk. But we're going down Atkins Hill, which will lead us in a sort of curved path. Back to the Checkers pub, which is very near where we parked. But it's going to be about 1.5 kilometres from here. Of course, at this rate, I'm going to be in that sort of in between time where I'm back at the car too soon, but I won't have time to go home first before having to come back out again. So I'll have to find something else to do. Oh, at least we don't have to climb up there. You can see that. You can see that little pond down there. Again, I wonder if that's the one we passed on the way out. Not sure. Maybe. Oh, two paths. You take the down path or the up path. Yeah, one by the look of it. I'm sure they'll rejoin. All the way up and all the way back down again. It just feels like it's so easy on paths like this to lose your footing or go over on an ankle and find yourself banging trouble, which is why you should always probably carry a first aid kit and some form of emergency contact options, because yeah, you could, depending on where you are, you could find yourself in trouble. I have to say, this has been a really lovely walk so far. You know, it's been relatively easy. In fact, it's been very easy in terms of effort. It's been quite long, but in terms of effort, it's been very easy. And we've seen some lovely sights. How beautiful is that? How relaxing. And then conversely, how calm and peaceful is this side? Absolutely beautiful. Another beautiful house. Springfield and Springbank. And Springview. Well, what a wonderful end to a wonderful walk. I've really enjoyed this one. The views have been incredible. Lots of water, lots of rivers, which I always love. And I feel like I've been taken back in time. So anyway, thanks for joining us as always. Do please like, subscribe and comment. And until next time, take care.